Bethany Platt and Daniel Osbourne have reconciled in emotional Coronation Street scenes. The couple hit the rocks following Bethany's hospitalization in Turkey for a botched cosmetic procedure, with Bethany's mom Sarah blaming Daniel for making his girlfriend feel inadequate. Bethany pushed Daniel away once she was brought back to Weatherfield, as she worried he wouldn't be able to cope with her having to wear a stoma bag for the rest of her life. Mondays, October 14, episode saw Daniel sharing his disappointment with Sarah that Bethany was willing to end their relationship. Later, Daniel's ex-girlfriend Daisy heard from her stepmom Jenny that Bethany had split up with Daniel because of her life-changing circumstances. Despite Daisy recently declaring her love for Daniel, she set off to the hospital to try to convince Bethany of the mistake she was making. Daisy visited her romantic rival's bedside, arguing that Bethany was making a mistake given how much Daniel loves her. "Some people would take advantage of this situation, but I'm telling you I won't," Daisy promised. "Call him, tell him you made a mistake, and see how fast he gets here." After Daisy's suggestion, Bethany reached out to her estranged boyfriend to ask for a visit. Daniel arrived at the hospital for a sweet reconciliation with Bethany, where she assured him she didn't really want to split up. "Let's not do this again," she joked. Bethany was touched as Daniel promised he'd support her every step of this new phase of her life. The couple then shared a hug as the episode closed out. Coronation Street airs on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and streams on ITVX. In the heart of Weatherfield, the cobbled streets were alive with whispers and anticipation as Bethany Platt and Daniel Osbourne found themselves on a collision course of emotions. The sun dipped low, casting a golden hue over the iconic street, a stark contrast to the tumultuous feelings brewing between them. Months had passed since their last confrontation, a fiery exchange that left both of them hurt and estranged. Bethany, still grappling with the ghosts of her past, had been on a journey of self-discovery, trying to reclaim her strength and independence. Daniel, burdened by the loss of his wife and the pressure of parenting, had struggled to find his footing in a world that seemed to shift beneath him. The day began like any other, but an unexpected encounter at the cafe sparked a glimmer of hope. As Bethany served coffee to a group of regulars, Daniel walked in, his eyes searching for something he wasn't sure he'd find. Their gazes locked for a fleeting moment, the air thick with unspoken words and unresolved feelings. Later that afternoon, the two found themselves at the park, a place where laughter once echoed, now silent except for the rustle of leaves. Bethany sat on a bench, lost in thought, when Daniel approached, his heart racing. "Can we talk?" he asked, the weight of his words hanging in the air. Bethany looked up, her defenses wavering. "I guess we have to," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. They began to talk, their conversation a hesitant dance between vulnerability and old wounds. Memories flooded back, laughter shared over cups of tea, the moments of friendship that had once knit their lives together. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow around them, Bethany took a deep breath. "I've been thinking about us," she said, her voice steadying. "I don't want to lose you again." Daniel's heart ached at her words. "I pushed you away when I needed you most. I was scared," he admitted, his eyes reflecting the remorse he felt. "But I've realized that I can't do this alone. We're better together." In that moment, the barriers began to crumble. They talked openly about their fears and regrets, the hurt that had driven them apart, and the hope that lingered beneath the surface. Each confession felt like a step toward reconciliation, their shared laughter returning, filling the space with warmth. As the evening deepened, Daniel reached for Bethany's hand. "I miss my friend," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "I don't want to lose you again." Tears welled in Bethany's eyes, but this time they were not tears of pain, they were tears of relief. "I miss you too," she replied, squeezing his hand tightly. "Let's start again." With the sun setting behind them, casting a beautiful glow, the two shared a tentative smile, a promise of a new beginning. In that moment, on the familiar cobbles of Coronation Street, they found hope in each other, ready to navigate the challenges ahead together. Their journey wouldn't be easy, but for the first time in a long while, They felt ready to face whatever came their way, side by side.